I'm Eric Lanask. We're here at Editor's Day in Santa Clara. Joining me from ClearSlide is Raj Gosain. Raj, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Eric. It's great to be here.
So I think regardless of what market companies play in, one of the challenges that everybody faces is how do you accelerate sales and marketing efforts? How do you make your sales team more successful?
Absolutely.
What are some of the challenges? What are the big challenges that you see sales teams facing right now?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge that sales organizations have is knowing where do they spend their time. If you're if you got a portfolio of 100 different prospects that you can go after, how do you know which ones that you want to really go after because they're actually interested in buying? What we see is, over 60-70% of the purchase decisions are made even by a customer or made before a sales conversation has actually happened. So you want to take advantage of those opportunities that you have and focus on those prospects that are actually interested in your solution or looking to buy. And so that lack of visibility is a huge problem that ClearSlide's focused on solving.
So it's interesting that obviously you can't have a sales process without having that human factor, right? There's that human factor that has to be part of it.
Yep.
But there's an awful lot of technology out there that can help your sales team. What's your angle on that? What's your take?
So, what we've built at ClearSlide is, there's a ton of communication technologies out there. People have content in a whole host of formats. What we built is what we call a digital business interaction platform for sales, marketing, and customer success. And it really ties together three key components. Content in the cloud, any type of content. PowerPoint, Word, audio files, video files, whatever it might be. Multi-channel communication. So, like you said, I may want to email you something if I meet you at a conference. We might have a web conference or a web meeting, or it might be an in-person meeting. How do I leverage that content that's in the cloud for any of those sales interactions that I want to have? And then how do I get analytics out of all of those interactions so that I can get a better sense of what are you interested, what are you not interested in, so that next conversation can be even more productive, can be even more effective, and ultimately lead to me successfully closing business, which is really why I'm in sales in the first place. And so that's really what ClearSlide's focused on, is bringing those three things together.
So the interesting thing there really seems to be the analytics side. Yeah. How does that work?
Yeah, no, it's a great question. And in fact, that's really the secret sauce for ClearSlide is tying those three things together. So what we do with the content in the cloud, typical, I meet you at a conference and you're saying, hey, I want to learn a little bit more about what you've got. I'd send you a PowerPoint, perhaps, or a PDF or something. Right. I don't know if you've opened the email. I don't know if you've looked at my PDF or PowerPoint for a second, a minute, 30 minutes. I have no visibility into that. Because the content in ClearSlide is hosted in our cloud, if I send you an overview deck of what my company does, I'm going to send you a link. You open that email, I get an alert that says, hey, Eric's actually looking at your email. You click on that link, and now I have visibility into, did you spend 10 seconds and then, forget it, I'm not interested, or did you actually spend the next 5 minutes going through, and you spent 30 seconds on slide 1 and a minute and a half on slide 2, et cetera, et cetera. So that insight gives me a leg up on my competition, because now I know what did you care about, where did you spend your time. That data can change the kind of conversation that I have, and it's not only better for me, it's probably better for you, because if you're not interested, I shouldn't be wasting your time. But if you're actually going through that deck, I could call you right then and there. I've got that alert. I know where you are, or I know where you are in my deck. I can have an intelligent conversation with you at that moment that you're actually paying attention, and hopefully move to that next stage in the sales process. Same thing with live meetings. It's the engagement that you have with my content is the analytics platform that we have. I can see on a meeting-by-meeting basis as a rep, or if I'm a manager, I can get a better sense of the kind of customer engagement my reps are having, so I know which deals are moving in the right direction and which deals, frankly, aren't moving in a positive direction at all.
One of the challenges with any new technologies is you may make the investment. You've got a company, you've got a C-level, C-suite executive, or the IT department makes an investment, installs hardware, software, whatever it may be, but is getting then end user adoption, right, is a challenge. This seems kind of like a no-brainer. I'm a sales guy. This is going to make my sales process much more efficient, and it's going to let me focus on exactly the people that I should be focusing on.
Exactly right.
But I imagine there's still some challenges with getting people to actually use.
No, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Look, the thing we're excited about with ClearSlide is, we're a SaaS product, so software as a service. It's in the cloud. All you need is a browser, or if you have an iOS or Android device, you can download our apps. So getting into ClearSlide is extremely easy. We've got a really powerful customer success organization that will train and onboard our customers to get them comfortable with how you use ClearSlide. But the thing that we find that's so exciting, unlike other enterprise applications that people hate to use because it's a burden,
right.
Because this is about helping the salesperson or the marketer who creates the content to be more effective and work the way they normally want to work. What we find is adoption actually is not the issue.
Interesting.
People, our customers will say, you take ClearSlide out of my cold dead hands, right? Because it's delivering direct value to them. And so, it's proved to be an easy to roll out, easy to adopt solution. It takes, a few days to get it up and running, and you're good to go.
Who's your target customer?
So we typically sell to chief revenue officers, chief sales officers, CMOs. It's that intersection of sales and marketing, and in many cases, customer success as well. But the primary economic buyers, head of sales, head of marketing, because the head of sales is looking for revenue performance, accelerating their pipeline, more predictability. Head of marketing is looking for, how do I get a better sense of where my content investments and field enablement investments, how they're performing, what content's being used, what's the ROI on my field marketing and content marketing. So depending on which is the bigger pain point in an organization, either one of those folks will provide the dollars. And oftentimes it's both.
Sure.
Marketing and sales will provide budget for a ClearSlide deployment.
Now, what about smaller companies? Do you deal on the smaller end of the scale as well?
Absolutely do. And, I came from the collaboration space from previous companies. The great thing about collaboration solutions like ClearSlide is they're multi-segment. Whether you're a 10-person design shop that's trying to sell to some prospective customers, or whether you're a 200,000-person large-scale organization, financial services or manufacturing that's trying to sell your wares, the needs of the salesperson and the marketing organization and the customer service team, they're all the same. You may have more security and compliance requirements in the large organization, but we have, thousands of 10, 20, 40 seat deployments, and we've got many, 2,000, 3,000 seat deployments. So that's the great thing about the space is you can build one product that services the needs of, anybody, small, medium, or large.
And the SaaS model makes it work equally well.
Super easy. Internet connection and a browser, you're good to go. If you got a mobile device, smartphone, or tablet, which pretty much everybody has now, you can have your complete content library in the cloud, available anywhere to have any sort of conversation you need to have.
You have any sort of statistics that you can share about customers, how much they've improved as far as their pipeline efficiency?
Absolutely. So, Intuit's, one of our big and early customers, and, they saw a near 20% reduction in their sales cycle. So they were able to close deals dramatically faster, much more predictable, better demos. We've seen customers that have reduced sales cycle time 30, 40, even 50%. And so, it's those business results that ultimately drive the kind of adoption and stickiness that we get with ClearSlide.
Excellent. Fantastic stuff, and certainly something that most companies should be on the lookout for.
We think so.
Raj, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks a lot, Eric.